Hotepish with your host, Dwann B. Intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
What's up, everybody in the chat room? Oh shit, Larry here. Hey Larry, I keep forgetting, man. We still gotta do that show, dog. I forgot. We gotta do that show together where we talking about what we was talking about on the phones, that Instance and Ashtrays episode. Hey, y'all need to go ahead and check out Larry Goodwell's YouTube page. Y'all see him over there in the chat room running his mouth. Nigga like an Afghani rat. Larry happy because, you know, he kind of mad, you know, because, he's kind of split, because the war is over. He's making a lot of Taliban money. Larry was an informant for the United States as an undercover Taliban. People thought Larry was part of the Taliban. That's not what it was. It's not what it was. He was an informant for the United States, kicking it with the Taliban. That's why he grew that beard. That's why he grew that rat-ass beard of his. So yeah, Larry, you can cut your beard off now. The war in Afghanistan is over. And y'all can go ahead and subscribe to, and Larry's gonna be showing all of his Al-Qaeda tactics on his show, Shooting the Shit. He got a show called Shooting the Shit where that nigga's gonna be talking about guns and shoes. Cause let's just tell the truth about it. Black folks love, let's stop hating on the people who are into Jordans and into tennis shoes. I used to be that nigga 15, 20 years ago. Man, if black folks just stop buying Jordans, it's them Michael Jordans that black folks be buying. Nigga, if a pair of Jordans stop you from buying a house, you ain't got a Jordan problem, nigga. You got an income problem. Get your income up. But I remember years ago, Larry broke down the whole shoe game to me. And I was looking, I was like, damn. Jordans and tennis shoes seem to be like the only shoes that appreciate in value. So why are people hating on it so much? Talking about you gotta look this way and look that way. Black folks, we created a whole industry with the whole Jordan game. But who's profiting off of it? White folks and Asians. While we running around talking about what we shouldn't do, you got Asians opening up boutique shoe stores nationwide, Russians, people who ain't from here, making money hand over fist. Because black folks ain't the only ones buying Jordans. The whole world buying Jordans because we do. Meanwhile, niggas still running their goddamn mouth. Man, you need to stop wearing Jordans. Old cliche ass niggas piss me off. Stop repeating cliches because they sound good. If you hear cliches you hear all the time, sit back and think for a little bit. What does that really mean? I'm going to get to the subject, but I'm feeling the spirit right now. This just came to my spirit. God damn it. Think about this. It's all kind of cliches that are just stupid. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Nigga, if you holding on to the bootstraps, you can't pull yourself up unless you break the fucking straps, and that's impossible. You cannot, literally, go look up. I challenge you right now. Again, it's off the top of my head. It's just me, because I get high and I be having these random thoughts. But for you non-weed smoking judgmental motherfuckers, when I get my random thoughts, I actually go and research this shit. Helps me open my mind, because I love an open mind. So I spent some time about 5 to 6 years ago researching pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And I found out that was a term that was literally created by it's basically another way of saying do the impossible. It's impossible to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You gotta let the fucking bootstraps go, then stand up. You don't pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you let the fucking bootstraps go. That's wisdom. That means in order to stand up, in order to get up, you gotta let go of shit that's holding you down. Whether that be family members, friends, ideologies that no longer work for you, spiritual practices, religions that no longer work for you. The things that you are in control of letting go, because it's only one person that can let go of the bootstraps. And that's the motherfucker standing in the boots, trying to stand up. The government can't release your hands from them bootstraps. You could have a therapist talk to you for 10 years straight about just letting go. But if you choose to hold on to that shit, you ain't gonna stand up. We gotta think about these bullshit ass cliches. If we just stop wearing Jordans, yet other nationalities are making millions. Cause ain't nobody gonna stop wearing Jordans, god damn it. So you may as well learn how to profit off of it. And stop judging them kids too. Half those kids standing in line for the newest releases of Jordans, them niggas is flipping them shoes. That's another one I gotta go. You're right, Keith. Crabs in a barrel, that shit gotta go. This is why crabs in a barrel gotta go. Where are crabs born? Are they born in nature or are they born in barrels? Crabs are born in nature, right? So who put the crabs in the barrel? Have you ever asked that question? Why are crabs in a barrel of boiling water? Who put them there? Let me tell you a law of nature. If something's not in its natural environment, it's not going to act naturally. That is a law of nature. Fuck the propaganda. Fuck what these good Negroes tell you who wear suits, trying to be better than everybody. These politicians, these preachers, fuck what they say. Go back to nature. You pull something out of its natural environment, it's not going to act naturally. Crabs are pulling themselves. They're not necessarily pulling the other crab down. They see the other crab got to the top, and they just trying to grab on. They're not necessarily trying to pull them back. They're trying to catch on. But from their perception, they can't see the crab that's getting to the top. They can't see he doesn't quite have enough leverage up there to hold on. Similar to life. You see people who are basketball players and be like, see, man, why don't these basketball players just come together and they can solve the problems of the black community? That's because you make $30,000 a year. So you think somebody bringing in $3 million a year is a lot of money. No, the fuck it ain't. It ain't enough to solve our problem. It's enough to solve that person's problems and maybe a couple family members, but not the whole of society. But if you ain't got shit from your perspective, you don't see it that way. People aren't trying to pull the crab isn't trying to pull the other crab down. It's trying to lift itself up. But how does a crab act in nature? When a crab is in the ocean and there's a dead fish on a shelf in the bottom of the ocean, the crabs all stack one on top of the other. The crab at the top use them claws to pick off a piece of food for him or herself, eat it, and then when he gets his fill, he goes to the bottom of the pile to help uplift the other crabs who haven't eaten. That's how crabs act in nature. You don't judge a crab, or you don't judge anybody about how they react in their most distressed moments, any group, I should say, in moments of life or death. In moments of life or death, you're going to make crazy decisions from the perspective of someone sitting on the banks, not in the life or death situation. You judge a group how it acts when it's natural, when it's in its natural environment. That's why studying our Black history is so important. Because when Black people are in natural environments, we don't commit crimes. Hell, the motherfucking Kerner Commission report tells you that. This whole goddamn government has whole reports, the Moynihan report, the Kerner Commission report. They telling you in the 60s, you give Black people just enough money and leave them the fuck alone, Black people don't commit crimes. I know that to be 100% true. When my family moved to View Park when I was 17, View Park, Windsor Hills, that's where Black folks got money in LA. We moved up the hill from the Crenshaw district where I saw a lot of shootings. I saw 4 people get shot by the time I was 10. My elementary school, Coliseum Elementary, we had at least 3 or 4 drive-bys on our school campus because they was trying to get one of the school TAs in school. That nigga was a crip, the TA. They trying to get him, but we on the campus getting drive-bys. My next door neighbor was a crip, and I was in a blood neighborhood when I was a kid. I remember some mornings waking up with shell casings, me and my brother going out and picking up the bullets that hit our house last night in a drive-by. I've seen trauma, but I don't live my trauma. I let that shit go. But I saw when my family moved up to View Park, still in the Black neighborhood, but Black people with resources, no crime. None. Neighborly. My neighbors were all nice. One of my neighbors was one of the high ups at the LAPD. He used to tell me all kind of news, things that was going on behind the scenes. Another neighbor was a realtor, an accountant, a teacher. And when I was a teenager, they would bring me in and talk to me. It was a real community. It was a real community. When Black folks have resources, we don't do that bullshit. Again, check these bullshit ass cliches that you hear and sit down and think about them for a while. Drink a glass of wine and think about that shit. What's up, Blaze? Sit down and think about that shit for a little bit, because they give us these cliches to keep the poison in our mind and keep us thinking negative about ourselves. They sound good on surface level, but when you keep saying them, you're putting out negative affirmations about you and your environment. And remember this, we all have the power to create. Perception is what we own. You own your perception. Your perception is based off your experiences. We attract in life what we expect, what we put out. Listen to this song by Funkadelic called Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts. It's one of my favorite songs by Funkadelic. That motherfucker George Clinton speaking some real deep science. You meet in life the exact reproduction of your thoughts. You meet in life the exact reproductions of your thoughts. You reach as high as your highest aspiration, and you descend to the depths of the lowest thought you have of yourself. That's why some people, their low point can be losing millions of dollars, and then in 2 or 3 years, they're going to have them millions of dollars right back. That's because of how they see themselves. There are other people, when they go all down, they're going to go down out on them streets. There's some of y'all in here who have had it really bad for a long time, but you ain't never been on no fucking streets. And this isn't judging those who have been on the streets. This is just looking in the mirror and questioning your perception of yourself, because through the perception of yourself, you then change the world around you. You can only change the world around you through your perception. Think about this, and I'm going to get to the subject of the show. Everybody has a Christmas. Everybody goes to, I mean, that's too broad. Let's just break this down to a basketball game. Basketball game got 20,000 people in the arena. Same game. Within that game, 2 players had a great game. 5 players had a really bad game. Same game. One coach coached a good game. The other coach coached a bad game. In that arena, some fans have the time of their life. A few rows down, another fan have the worst time of their life because they just spent $200 on a seat. And you got some fat niggas whose jelly rolls is leaning over onto their armrests, and so they can't sit comfortably because some fat, loud breathing ass nigga. That's what's wrong with you fat niggas. There's nothing wrong with being fat. But when it gets to the point to where you breathing loud, nigga, you need to lose some fucking weight, all right? Fat people. When you fat motherfuckers start breathing loud and you just for no fucking reason, lose weight. That's the point you lose weight. But somebody in that same game spent $600 on tickets, but they can't enjoy the game because some fat nigga snoring while he wide awake. All one experience, all one thing happening. That tells you life happens. How you respond, how you react to it, your perception is what alters the experience. Always remember that shit. Which brings me to my point of today. Our grown baby boy problem. Black America, man, shit. We got a problem. And this is something that's going to need to be addressed as we move forward as a people. This broadcast is primarily about the fellas. I'm going to touch on the women for a little bit, but this broadcast is primarily about the dudes. Hit the like button and subscribe if you ain't already subscribed. We have 183 in here, only 89 likes, man. Y'all better hit that motherfucking like button. Y'all also better get my t-shirts. Oh, also, it was some people who won the contest. I think Star, you were one of them. You showed me what you want, but I need the address. And it was one other person. I remember the name in here, so don't try to fuck around. It was one other person that won that contest I had on my 10,000 subscriber show. Email me. And you know what to email me about. I only got 2 emails, not 3. One person already got their shit. So yeah, I appreciate Troy Gibson. I appreciate the Cash App. But and I'm getting my website built for Incense and Ashtrays, y'all. This website's gonna be so dope. I'm about to have my live drum sample packs on there. Man, for you music producers out there, and also subscribe to my Mixcloud. Send my link tree in the description. I'm gonna be DJing some live sets twice a week. So yeah, what up, Mac Raymond? What's up, Lady Hotep? Lady Hotep be holding that shit down in the chat rooms. Usually I be watching shows the next day, and I be just kind of seeing the chat room. Lady Hotep be holding that shit down. All right, cool. What's up, buddy love? But yeah, so this show's primarily gonna be about the fellas, because at the end of the day, you know, we the leaders, and being the leader, with much is giving, much is required. Men, we have broad shoulders. That's because it's our shoulders that bear the pains and push through with society. It's a responsibility that we have as men. So if we got grown ass men going around crying all the goddamn time, that ain't no good for the society. We got men that can't take jokes, that want to throw hissy fits when another man says something they don't like. Get that shit out of here. We ain't got no space for that. I put up a post last week, or earlier this week, sometime shit. And y'all know me, if y'all follow me on social media, I be talking shit. I just be having fun. You know what I mean? I don't take social media serious. Social media is a canvas that we all get to paint on, have a little bit of fun. But it's a virtual reality. You dig? It's not reality. Social media is a virtual reality. All right? Let's stop conflating the two between reality and virtual reality. Like, social media is a place that we come to have some fun, that we get a little bit of entertainment, and we get a little bit of information. But if somebody doesn't agree with you, it doesn't mean that's the end of life. It just means that's that person's perception. All right? So when I see grown ass men getting mad and really angry over what somebody else said on social media, my question is, how emotionally stable are you when it comes to raising a family and dealing with a woman? This needs to be said. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you where I got this from. I put this post up on Facebook. It says, let me see here. I was kind of joking around here. This is kind of tongue in cheek. But I had certain responses on my Instagram side. That is, and I deleted some of the responses because it was just so petty and so weird. Some of you niggas is so goddamn weird. I'm like, oh my God, for you to have that much stock in another man, that shit's just so goddamn weird. My page is starting to feel like a little slime fest, so I deleted some of the shit. But I just got introduced to the term black manosphere in the last year. Fresh and Fit, Kevin Samuels, and a whole online group of cats preaching about how to find women. You niggas so unlucky with women, y'all gotta listen to these cats? I was just talking shit. You know what I mean? And I was speaking about it from the aspect of online, people looking for advice on getting women. Just talking shit because guess what? As a fat dude, I've been getting told by you skinny niggas, man, you need to lose some goddamn weight. But my fat ass ain't never, like even before I got married, when I was single, man, getting women was easy. So when I see these motherfuckers running around crying and complaining about women, that's just funny to me. I ain't talking about the cats that are just unlucky. I'm talking about the ones who complain about women all day. I don't have an issue with Kevin Samuels overall. You know what I mean? He's very entertaining to me. And I'm getting comments in the comment section right now. That's not the manosphere. Dumb niggas. Listen and listen good. Look up the term aspect. I literally just said that aspect. I just said that 15 seconds ago. That aspect. 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 Look it up, niggas. Aspect. God damn, you niggas is dumb. Aspect. This is what I'm talking about here. Men. In order to be a great leader, you have to first be a great follower. And the way to be a great follower is to be a great listener. Listen to the details. Listen to the details. When a person is speaking, they're speaking on an aspect. Fresh and Fit bills themselves as relationship coaches, dumb niggas. That's what Fresh and Fit says about themselves. They take money to give relationship advice. I didn't bring up brothers like O'Shea Duke Jackson. Shouts out to him. I like his channel. Because I learned a lot of this shit on O'Shea's channel because I'm not into none of this shit, to tell you the truth. I learned about most of this shit, these people in the quote-unquote manosphere, through O'Shea Duke Jackson's channel. And when he recommends people, I'll go and watch some of their shit. The part that I'm speaking on is the aspect of the black manosphere that talks about relationships. If you've been abused, did I bring up abuse? I ain't talking about you. Part of the man code is this. If someone says something and it isn't about you, you keep walking. If it ain't got nothing to do with you, then let it go. I didn't say I have an issue with the whole black manosphere. I'm talking about the aspect of redefining women, which Fresh and Fit say they help you do, according to them. Not me, you dumb emotional niggas. Here's why I speak so directly to you emotional niggas. It's because out of all this black manosphere stuff y'all defending, y'all didn't get one key lesson, man law. Let me tell y'all one very, very, very real man law. In life, nobody cares. When you're a man and you have complaints, nobody cares. Now, if you're in an online community of other like-minded individuals that think other people care, then you guys have what's called a subculture. But remember, subcultures don't have influence over dominant cultures. Hey, Morris, first, I'm not cursing at a screen. I'm cursing into a microphone. You dumb hurt nigga. Screens can't pick up my voice. Morris first. Microphones can. I'm screaming in a microphone, okay? Get your insults right. But man law number one, nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you don't like what I'm talking about, let me give you another. Nobody cares. Nobody cares to hear men cry and complain. Nobody. If you have an issue, if you have a problem, seek counseling. It's two people who give a fuck about your problems, your mama and your counselor. And your counselor only cares as long as your insurance is paying on time. Your insurance or you stop paying, your counselor won't give a fuck either. I'm with you, Lady Hotep. Kevin Samuels, okay, I don't have no problem with Kevin Samuels. Sometimes I be talking shit just because I like talking shit. And other grown-ass people can take it if you just talk a little bit of shit, tongue-in-cheek. But today's man, these niggas is looking for fathers. Men, you have one father. If he didn't do it for you, I'm sorry. I'm not clowning. That's fucked up. I look at my dad. Man, I love my dad. I cannot imagine life without my father. My heart goes out to you, brother, if your father wasn't around. But remember this, you only have one. If he didn't do it, there is no man on this earth that can take that role. Now understand, certain men may be giving you advice. It's certain cats that I look up to out here on the internet that give great advice. But my relationship to them is the advice that they give. And if they got a project doing, I'm going to put some money behind it. And I'm going to buy their videos, and I'm going to buy their t-shirts. But after that, those men got their own lives, my dude. They got lives to live. They're not responsible for me. I'm not going to put that pressure on them. They can't do it. When we turn this internet off and go back to our lives, that's it. You're right. You have one father, but you can't have many mentors. Yes, you can. But in the case of a mentor, you keep them in a mentor space. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Sean Isaac, what's your point? You're in my chat room talking to me. Look at you, bitch. Looking for attention from me. What the fuck does that make you? Back to my sorry for the cursing for everyone else. I'm going to be dignified for the next 15 seconds. And if somebody else has something to say when this 9 seconds is over with, in 6 seconds, I cuss they 2, 3, 1, bitch ass out. I don't respect, let me tell you some emotional men. No one respects you. Seek counseling. That's one thing I love about what Kevin Samuels has to say. Have you listened to Kevin Samuels? Have you listened to a word that he says? Anytime somebody isn't right, what does Kevin Samuels tell them to do? Seek counseling. Therapy is real. It works. And to get even deeper, if you want to know some therapy that really works, y'all go back to that video I have. Scroll back to my video I did with Kendall Cobb, the hypnotist. Kendall Cobb is such a dope-ass hypnotist. You will work through 2, 3, 4, 5, 30 years of bullshit in 1 or 2, maybe 3 hypno sessions. And look at this dumb nigga in the chat room. Nigga still talking about wearing Jordans and see why we fucked. Nigga didn't hear a goddamn word I said. I talked about all these people. Let me put this thing on the Summer Jam screen. I talked about all these black folks, all these non-black folks making millions of dollars selling a product that people are going to continue to buy regardless of your Hotep objections. The market is always going to be there. These are the only shoes that actually appreciate in value. Buy a pair for $250 today, sell them for $650 tomorrow. Whole ass opportunities for kids of ours to make money, which they are. And this nigga still stuck on niggas buying Jordans. That's what we talking about here in the black community. You're right, Glenn Scott. Meditation helps too. Hey, when Jason Black called Kevin Samuels kidney heels, ha 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 ha. That was a dope broadcast that brother Jason Black did on Kevin Samuels and the Fresh and Phonies. I'm not gonna be one to tell people who to listen to and who not to listen to. You know what I mean? My thing is check with your internal compass. But brother Jason Black did do a great broadcast. No lady helped Hotep, not the hypnotist from 5150. That dude that was a hypnotist on 5150, that nigga looked like Jeffrey Osborne, didn't he? Can you woo, woo, woo? Should be mine, oh mine. Yes, Guru Cam, an eighth of shrooms will help you get through your shit too. I am not a doctor. I do not give out medical advice. I'm just telling you what worked for me. Brothers, and I'm saying this in love, we got to get over it. Brother Kaba said something on a video I saw him do years ago. We got to have a big collective cry. We've been hurt. Yes, the women in our community have done a lot working with the white supremacists to hurt us, knowingly and unknowingly. The welfare system, yes, all that's true. The war on drugs, ripping fathers out their home, all that is true. 75% of black boys raised without a father. That right there, that's that right. I saw a lot of these niggas crying and bitching and complaining throwing out that stat. You got to put that stat in context, nigga. That stat in context. Go look up what the Center for Disease Control said in 2012. Black families may not be raised in traditional homes, but black fathers are still active. As a matter of fact, more active than other fathers. So 75% raised out of father is deceptive because the majority of them have regular visits with their father. Some of you were raised by mothers who did underhanded shit to keep the father away. I'm sorry. Go to counseling. Handle that. But stop getting emotional when somebody says something you don't like. This world doesn't give a fuck, especially with men. That's why women get wick and men get a front street roadside address on Skid Row. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. A beta male just put the thumbs down. 10, you didn't spell your right. If you're going to say you're corny, is Y-O-U''RE. That's you are. Y-O-U''RE, corny. This nigga look like a gay Derrick Rose. Look at this picture. Hey, look at this nigga's picture. I'm gonna blow it up. Hey, look at this nigga. This nigga looking like a Down syndrome TI. Why is your nose pointed like that, nigga? What are you smelling? Get them fake ass Malcolm X glasses off your head too. This nigga got tattoos and a boyfriend. Calling me corny. I'm surprised you spelled corny right. That nigga usually spelled corny C-O-R-N-I-E. This nigga over here looking like a soft baseball player. Nigga, hold on. Did you shave your eyebrows, nigga? Like 1993 Nick Van Exel? Hold on, look. Is this nigga's eyebrow shaved with the little hash marks? Don't no straight nigga shave his eyebrows like that, man. The fuck is your problem? This nigga look like he listens to Carl Thomas laying on his stomach. I'm emotional and I can't let go. I'm trying to hold on to, though it hurts me so. This nigga don't eat mints. He put his mints in a lollipop because he like licking on lollipops. This nigga right here calling me corny. Nigga Iris said he got a nigga name tatted on his back. Now that nigga got them tattoos in that nigga. All that nigga's tattoos got put on sitting between another man's legs. They didn't have a chair. He was laying on he had another man, the tattoos on his shoulder. Another man was on the chair and he was sitting on the floor between that man's legs, getting them tattoos put on his shoulder. Talking about, ooh, my back is warm. All right, back to what I'm talking about. That's how you get treated when you a male bitch. Crying about what the fuck I'm talking about. If you don't like what I'm saying, fuck off. I ain't gonna change what I'm saying because you a man with feelings. Fuck your feelings and fuck you too. And fuck whoever raised you to make you think your feelings matter. You were raised wrong. Nobody gives a fuck. First thing I could tell men, nobody gives a fuck. Your father wasn't there, my bad. Well, let me give you a male lesson. Nobody gives a fuck. That's why I be clowning and calling out. That's why, like, a lot of times when I'm bored, I be calling out. Not all LeBron James fans are like this. This ain't for all y'all, but y'all brown sexual niggas. Here's the thing about me: when I be talking shit about LeBron James on social media, but I don't even be talking shit about LeBron James. I be talking shit about his fans, and sure enough, I'ma easily fish out 5 to 10 Mitches per post that I put up. I literally put a post up like, man, you brown sexual niggas is weird. Stop looking for a different daddy. Then I'll get 7 niggas that be like, why you hating on LeBron James? I didn't say nothing about LeBron James. I said something about you niggas. Because I have fun watching you grown ass men cry over a man who you don't even know. If we can get these bronzexuals to defend black society the way they defend LeBron James, if we can get these bronzexuals to just defend yourself and your own immediate family the way you defend LeBron James, we can end racism in 2.5 hours. Two and a half hours, white supremacy will be done. Because the minute, cause look, think about it. These same niggas will come and attack me and call me anything other than a child of God if I say LeBron James lost 6 finals. That happened, nigga. Shut the fuck up. You don't like it, whatever, it happened. But then you'll turn on ESPN and watch ESPN clown and shit on black men all day long. They're going to bring up this person's rape allegation. They're going to say, oh yeah, James Harden dropped 50 points, but he took 5,000 dribbles to get it, and he didn't pass to his teammate. He's not getting along with his teammates. Oh no, that Terrell Owens is a big, black, ugly monkey that doesn't deserve another shot in the NFL. Y'all sit and watch this shit happen all day, every day. Every time they put a black man on camera, not named Steph Curry or LeBron James, they shitting on him. And y'all be watching that shit like, yeah, he really ain't shit now. Yeah, I agree, man. He wasn't good to his teammates now. He should have took less money. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard, he should have just went ahead and listened to the training staff. Y'all let them shit on black men all goddamn day. Nothing. Then you be like, all you got to do is say is, man, my favorite player in the league is Kevin Durant. All you going to get is 400 million black dudes coming, why you hating on LeBron James? Nigga, I did not bring up LeBron James. All I said was Kevin Durant was my favorite player. What the fuck that got to do with hating on LeBron James? What if you niggas had that energy for these white boys who all they do is shit on black society? Look at this dumbass comment. You got to get to 6 finals to lose them, no? Yeah, in a sorry-ass East, when you have the obviously better team, not one time in that run did any team he played against in the East have a remote chance of beating them because he got 3 Hall of Famers to their 1 All-Star. Of course he's going to get there to the finals. Of course. But then when he gets to the finals, he faces a team just as good with just as much star power. Sometimes less star power. Shouts out to the 2011 Mavericks. And get trounced. All you gotta do is bring up that fact. All you niggas gonna get hella soft. Oh, here comes Baby Boy. Speaking of Baby Boys, here Here comes this motherfucker. But I get more females than Mosey. Get off my dick. But you get more females. That's another thing. That's another beta male thing that we gotta stop. I get more women. All right, okay, what are you doing with them then? You get more women. Okay, yeah, now what? Are you getting them and taking care of them? Or are you the kind of like, because my cousin, my Uncle Fred, rest in peace, he had 3 women, and he had a wife and 2 girlfriends his whole life. And they sit around, Lillian and Betty, they would sit around and have discussions over which day of the week, whose house he's gonna be spending the night at on different days. Are you that level of getting women, or are you just one of these dudes that get women, lie to get some pussy, and move on? If you're the nigga that just get women, lie to get some pussy, you just a regular nigga to me. Pussy's easy. It's not that hard. Especially if you're not a weirdo. If you're not a weirdo, black men. Mac Raymond, I can say the East Coast is weak because I can check the fucking schedule. The first 2 rounds you played against teams without a winning record. That equals weak. Versus in the West, the 8th seed had 50 wins. In the East, the 8th seed had 32 wins. I can measure through the records of teams, and I can go through the rosters of players and measure the East from 2000 to 2019 being far weaker than the West. That's measurable, you dumb nigga. Stop being a brown sexual in my chat room. Now back to what I was talking about. What was I talking about before that goddamn... What was I talking about before I was so rudely interrupted by that brown sexual? That's nothing. Brown sexuals, y'all the worst at just repeating cliches. Goddamn, y'all just say shit without thinking. A nigga like me who knows basketball be barting your shit all out the water. Because y'all just repeat cliches like a bunch of fucking mindless nincompoops. But back to what I was talking about. Yeah, getting women. Thank you, Keith. Getting black men, we need black men, what we need to do God damn, I lost my train of thought again. Oh yeah, we need to get off that measure of manhood and how much pussy you get. Can we go there? Because that goes also into our grown baby boy problem. Running around in your 30s, see, in your late teens to early 20s, my recommendation is if you're in that age, man, get all the pussy you can. Fellas, just put a condom on. Don't have any kids. Don't leave that in her control saying that she's on the pill. Put a fucking condom on. Don't have kids. Get all the pussy you want. And then get to the business of handling life. Being a grown-ass man, talking about how much pussy you get, that lowers your value. Because you're putting all of your worth in the most natural, primal, base level human activities. Fucking has been going on since humans have been around. You saying you get to fuck more than the next? Okay. literally every person on this earth that you're talking to got here from fucking. It's not that special. Let me give you some fatherly advice from my father, my dad. This is what my dad told me when I was young. He said, they all got a hole. Some just move a little different than others. That ain't what separates women. What separates women is what's in their mind and how they take care of you as a man. Pops told me they all got pussy. How do they treat you? What skills do they bring to the table? A lot of niggas is looking for the wrong thing in the women. You looking for something, you looking for pussy is like running around Earth looking for oxygen. It's going to be there. It's going to be there. That's not special. What's special is a man, is a woman with a set of skills that can complement yours so she could be the yin to your yang. Men build, men destroy and build. Women organize. Yeah, Sean Isaac, I'm married and fat. But guess what your mama said, Sean Isaac? Your mama said after midnight, all my stomach turned into dick. Ask her. That's what your mama said, Sean Isaac. Your mama said, yeah, that boy Dwann is fat. But after midnight, boy, all that man's stomach turned into dick. Ask her. Hey, let's look at this nigga Sean Isaac real quick, because he been running his mouth a lot. This nigga looking like a background, this nigga looking like the nigga that was kicked out of a 90s doo-wop group. If you don't get your shy, lay down and tell me what's on your mind, looking ass on out of here, nigga, with that fake ass gold watch. This nigga got a downtown Timex. Making sure that he put it up in the camera thinking that we ain't smart enough to know that shit is fake. Man, if you don't get them glasses that you got out the bubblegum machine ass on out of here, you know them glasses when you at the grocery store, they got that machine with the claw and they got a bunch of teddy bears and shit in there. That nigga said, fuck them teddy bears, I want them glasses so I can get online and style and profile. Nigga, you in shape and lonely, bitch. And you got 2 first names. Isaac is a first name, not a last name. This nigga right here. Look at him, people. Would you want to be that? He said he's calling me being fat an issue, but he's in my chat room looking like that. This nigga looking like one of the shooters on Malcolm X that shot Malcolm. Look, why is your watch fading, nigga? That ain't gold. That's smoke. That's mold. If you don't get that brass watch out of here, faking as gold. This nigga right here, you look like you fuck crack bitches. This nigga talking about, man, I get all the pussy, man. Shit. I fucked 4 bitches last week. Yeah, and you bought them a rock right afterwards. Not a ring, a rock of crack as a thank you. That nigga Jaren said he looked like a young Sonetter. Oh, the beta boys is mad today, boy. And you know, and let me tell you something about you beta males. Y'all mad, and you can't do nothing about it. You just gonna sit on that bitterness and hold it. Cause don't nobody give a fuck. Your hood rat ass mama too busy sucking deacon dick at church to give a fuck about your internet problems. This nigga mama's at church right now and he know it. Sucking deacon dick. Trying to become first lead in the choir. Your mama giving head to the gay choir director because she tired of being the second alto in the choir. She won first alto, so your mama sucking the gay pastor's dick. The gay choir director's dick to get that first lead position. This is what happens to you beta males when you come around a real nigga with your problems. Fuck you. And I have a whole company that works in mental health. I come from mental health. My background is in mental health. Mental health for black men right now is making it very weird, making it very clear to you, nobody gives a fuck. The minute you understand nobody gives a fuck, you'll then go about the business of building what you need to build without even looking for other people to give a fuck. Because as you build things, as you grow, you then find a whole new set of friends, a whole new set of people in your life that'll help you. But people only help those who help themselves. Not sit around and bitch, cry, and moan about what other grown-ass men are doing. Back to what I was talking about. Now that Soy Boy is gone. Our grown baby problem. Pussy ain't that important. Pussy's easy. It's very easy to a man that's about his business. If you're about your business as a man, getting women is it's a side effect. It's like catching a cold when you it's like taking a cold shower, walking out into the cold weather and catching a cold. How that happens? Take a shower, walk out wet in the cold weather and ice, no shoes on, you will catch a cold, right? Handle your business as a man, build things, say what you mean what you say, you'll catch women. Women love that shit. They buzz right to it. And if you are successful and they're not buzzing it to you, then you may have some personality quirks that we got to work out. I can maybe help you out with that, brother. But listening to other dudes crying and complaining about women, that's not going to help you. Okay? It's not going to help you. How many women you get as a man is not a qualifier for being a man. How many lives have you helped impact? And you don't have to be rich to impact lives. What do people say about you when you're not around? Black men, we're really good at talking about what we're going to build. Let the measure of a man be what you have already built, not what you're going to build. And oh, by the way, I fucked 10 bitches last week. Okay. Let the measure be what you're leaving your progeny, your kids, your wife. on whatever level you can do it on. Everybody ain't gonna be rich. Everybody ain't gonna be famous. Maximize your level. Maximize your level. If you got one talent, cultivate that talent to the highest level you can cultivate it. If you got, that's that parable in the Bible is about. You got 3 talents, grow those 3 talents. Whatever skills and talents that you have, grow it. I wrote a whole book on this, No Time to Waste, my self-motivation guidebook. You can call me fat all you want. How many of you skinny niggas run 3 different businesses, wrote a book, manage a bunch of units, writing another book with more works on the way that I'm not going to announce until they're out? How many of you skinny in shape motherfuckers can keep up with my schedule? Holla at me when you can fuck with me. Another thing about being our grown baby boy problem. Niggas too into looks. A man isn't about a look. A man is about substance. It ain't about wearing no fucking suit. Hell, and it ain't about, it's both extremes. It ain't about how many suits you got, and it ain't about how many Jordans you got. Both are true. Too many grown-ass men looking in the mirror too long today. Too many niggas spending more time in the mirror than women. That's a problem. You can't build a society and maintain a society with men in the mirror 5 hours a day, thinking what makes a man is the fucking shoes that he has on. Fuck them shoes, nigga, get to work. I saw this shit on social media flowing around. This shit had me dying laughing. Men in the past versus men today. The men I'm used to growing up seeing, you shave, make sure your lineup is right. Niggas that got hair, make sure your edge up is right. And then you get to about the business of building. These fashion forward niggas talking about you gotta have this shoe and you gotta have that shoe. I can understand, liking certain shoes, liking fashion. I get it. Everyone wants to look good. Nothing wrong with none of that. But when you get to the point of saying these things define your manhood, that's where we break apart, brother. My dad, my whole life, if he wasn't in his work uniform when he got off work, my dad wore jeans and a t-shirt. His whole life. Now, when he was young in his 20s, I got pictures of my dad way back in the 70s. Styling and shit. This my dad. This my pops. Look at my pops. This picture of my dad before I was born. My dad is that nigga. You see the orange red afro? That's in front of Uncle Fred's house. The one, remember I told you Fred, the one with the wife and the two girlfriends? That's his house in the background. Over off Slauson and Broadway. You know LA, you know where I'm talking about. That's my pops. Hey, quick story, this is how dope my dad is. This is how cool we are. Yesterday, the Gardena Jazz Festival went down. I say like not too far from where the Gardena Jazz Festival was. Uber was $50. I was like, man, hell no, I ain't about to drive Uber for no goddamn couple miles to pay $50. All my neighbors are out of town. I called up my dad. He was like, shit. That nigga came and picked me and my wife up. That's how cool my dad. That's how close we still are. I was like, man, thanks, Pops. You saved me $50 each way. But my dad was into fashion and styling and profiling back in the day before I was born. But my whole life, my dad wore jeans and a t-shirt, man. He'd wear a suit to church. If it's a business meeting he's going to. But my dad, I used to ask my dad, like, I remember asking him, I would flip through the photo albums and see him and how he dressed back in the 70s. And I would ask him, like, man, why don't you dress like that now? My dad, you know what my dad told me? He said, man, he said, I had my time. That's a young man's game. He said, but when I had your brother, then I had you. And I started taking care of your sister. My priorities changed. He said, I realized it wasn't about the look. It was about the substance. So I could either spend the time chasing a look, or whatever I make, I can put it back into y'all. My dad said that to me when I was like 9, and I never forgot it. Because my parents always had money to put me in basketball. They didn't make a whole lot, but they always had just enough to put me in basketball, put me in music, pay for music lessons. My dad told me a man invests his money back into his family and his business ideas. Now, my dad would also say, now, if you got millions of dollars and you can afford to do both, that's cool too. But most people ain't got money to afford to do both. So the first step in being a man is the money you do have, invest it in your women, in your children, and in your business ideas. And when you get that money back, put more money back into your kids and your business ideas. Every time my parents got a little bit of relief. I remember I grew up in a household. Every time my parents got a little bit of financial relief, because they didn't have a lot of money. We did not have a lot of money growing up. My mom and my dad were just very responsible for what they did have. Back in the 80s, when a lot of black adults could have bought houses in LA in the Crenshaw district for under $100,000, they were too busy buying suits, trying to look good. So when they got mature enough in their 30s to buy a house in the 90s, the price values went up and they couldn't afford the fucking down payment. I was raised in a house. I remember my mom. I didn't get my first pair of Jordans. Larry Goodwell in the chat room. Larry gave me my first pair of Jordans about 10 years ago. Larry gave me some Jordan, I think 4 or 5s or whatever. Because this nigga Larry be getting hookups. And he knows how to hustle them shoes. He knows how to get a few pair, move them, and never have to buy his own shoes. Shit like that. Larry got people who love him too. Be hooking him up. So Larry hooked me up with some Jordans. And that was my first pair of Jordan. Because I grew up in a household where I wanted Jordans when they came out. Really, the shoes that I wanted was in Reebok pumps. Y'all remember the ones that Dominique Wilkins used to have? White with a little neon green and black? Man, them shoes made my heart skip a beat when I was in the 4th grade. I wanted them shoes worse than any other thing on earth than Reebok pumps. And my mom gave me a lesson that I never forgot. She showed me how much the Reebok pumps were, and she showed me how much they paid for groceries. She showed me how much the mortgage was. She showed me how much the car note was. She showed me how much money she brings home. Mind you, I'm 10. She deducts the bills and she says, this is what's left over at the end of the week when we're done paying things. And you still have a brother and a sister. Now, do you still want those Jordans? Mind you, because if I get you these Jordans, or if I get you these Reebok pumps, that means your sister don't get those softball cleats that she needs. That means your brother don't get the football equipment that he needs. And you guys, none of you get an allowance for 2 weeks. What do you want to do? And I made the decision on my own. I don't need those shoes. If this is what the money looking like, my mama laid it out plain and simple. See, my mom didn't leave us hanging so she can get her nails done and her hair done. My mama get her nails and hair done with her own disposable income, but it never came at our expense growing up. My parents taught me some grown ass shit at a very young age. So when I see people going around talking about manhood consists of an image of how you look, how you look is how you look. Plain and simple. If you're the kind of person that wants to look a certain way, you want to wear a certain suit, you want to wear certain shoes, that's fine. I'm not here to judge. Well, look here. Look, one thing, I talk a lot of shit here. I talk a lot of shit, but I truly don't judge because I truly don't give a fuck what people do with their decisions. I just speak from my perspective. What you do with it, I'm still going to see you as a man as long as you don't act like a bitch towards me. I'm going to still see you as a man. I see people as more than a man and more than a woman. I see the God in people because I know the God that I am. So when I meet people, when I talk to people, I see the God in you. The only way I don't see the God in you is if you show me something different. I see the God in you, but if you show me you a bitch, I'm going to believe you and take your word for it. That's how I do it. I see the God in you, but if you show me you're a scoundrel, then I'll believe you. That's how I approach life. I see the God in you, but if you show me you a hating ass little bitch, I'll believe you. So I'm not here to judge you. You get down however you get down. Just understand that a look is just a look. That's all it is. Manhood is substance. Substance can be felt before it's seen. You feel substance. Substance is tangible. When my dad said that he didn't buy these fly ass suits so I can have the life that I wanted, that was tangible. I remember the drum set my dad bought me. It took me like 6 years. I was negotiating for 6 years. For 6 years, my dad was like, hell no, it's too expensive. I negotiated with my dad for 6, 7, 8 years to get that drum set. I finally got it at 14. But I had been negotiating since I was like 5 or 6 for one. But that was tangible. If my dad's suits and shoes were priority, I never would have gotten that drum set. I never would have become a professional drummer. I wouldn't be making the money that I make on my live sample packs. Believe you me, it's a lot of money in these live sample packs. That's why I do them. Money that you guys will never see, because I'm not a flashy person. I just drive my regular old Honda Accord. That's how I knew that substance, that flash thing was some bullshit. Because one of my favorite cars, I have a lot. I can't keep a car more than 2 or 3 years. I drive a lot. I just keep rotating out of cars. I had a GMC Jimmy, I had an F-150, but then I got in the mid 2000s. I got a brand new Audi A4 in 2004. That was a $40,000 car, and I got that when I was 22, 23. When I was 23, I bought that car and I bought a house. And I was still in college. My last year at Cal State Northridge. Dumped a fuck ton of money into that money pit car the minute that warranty went out. I traded it in. Got an Audi A7. I mean, not A7. A7 went out back then. A6. Got my A6. That car was $70,000. And you know what I realized after buying the nicest cars I can buy? I realized that didn't mean shit. It was just an image. That's all it was. That's all it was. It was an image. That's it. It didn't make me a better person. It definitely didn't get me any more women. I was getting the same women in my 1991 GMC Jimmy that I was getting in my 2007 Audi A6. I wasted a lot of money on a very, very, very valuable lesson. It don't matter what you got. It only matters who you are. Who are you with your essence? So I've been talking about a lot about what a man is and what is a man. Simply put, a man is somebody who says what he means and means what he says. And does what he says he's going to do. Character. Character defines a man. How do you take care of those you're responsible for? I'm going to tell you something. I like being a dude, being a man. I like being responsible. That's just fun to me. I said to my wife that the other day. I just found a picture of it. This was my A6. I remember I took this shit the day I bought it. I was happy as hell. This was the A6 Quattro, 2007. I bought this hoe in 2007. Man, that shit used to drive like a video game. That shit used to drive like a video game. But that didn't mean shit. A man is somebody who says what he means and means what he says. He has dignity. A man is someone peaceful and in control of his emotions. Which is why we talked about, this show is titled, Our Grown Baby Boy Problem. Men, if somebody says something you don't like, the last thing you need to do is start whining like a bitch. Because people gonna like it even less. This was my A6. This is my A4. This was my A4. I had bought this brand new too. That shit was new. But a man is somebody who says what he means and means what he says. Takes care of business. Considers those around him before he considers himself. I was with my wife yesterday. We were at the hot Gardena Jazz Festival. It was cool when we got there, but that sun was kicking our ass. But as the sun started to go down, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it went down, still up. You know, it went behind a tree. As hot as I was, I made sure my wife had the seat that was in the shade before me, because she was hot too. Beta males will see a problem, man. It's me first, man. The woman got to serve me. Nigga, do you realize when you take care of a woman right, that she serve you up in ways you can't imagine? Do you niggas understand that? Louis Farrakhan said it himself. A woman by nature is not meant to follow a fool. Those are Farrakhan's words. A woman by nature cannot follow a fool, even if she's foolish. The problem is too many of you niggas are looking for the woman to lead. Can we tell the truth? I'm going to tell you what leadership is. Leadership is doing it first. And you putting yourself out there. And if you chose the right woman, she will follow. Now, there are women out there who are tainted, who are poisoned, who won't follow. That's when, as a man, you recognize that and you leave her the fuck alone. Problem is, we all have spidey senses. We all have instincts. We'll get with a woman, get that feeling that she's crazy, but you want the pussy so bad, you fuck her raw anyway. Now she really crazy. And often, far too many times, you end up having a baby with her. My parents calling me right now. I'll call you back, parents. Hold on. Hello? Hey, mother. I'm doing my show. Can I call you back? I'm going to Dr. Bari. But yeah, I'm going. All right. All right. I love my mom. That's my mom calling. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, you bounce. That's right, Firefly. You bounce. When you identify a problem, a woman that's a problem, and you feel it, don't fuck her. You ain't gotta fuck everything walking, niggas. Some pussy needs to be left alone. Yes, there are crazy women out there. Don't fuck them. And I know that's hard because crazy women got the best pussy. I know. And they cook good. What's up, Craig Factors? Let's put this person here on the Summer Jam screen right here as an example of what we're talking about, listening. One of the main tenets of manhood is the ability to listen. Where did I front on Kevin Samuels? He says, why you have to front on Kevin Samuels to put your 2 cents in on the same topics? What topics, first of all, and when did I front on Kevin Samuels? I literally earlier said he's funny. He says things I agree with. I said the problem is you niggas, you baby boy ass niggas looking for a father. That's the problem. God damn, these niggas don't listen. Shit. Back to what I was talking about. Let me stay focused on those of you who are listening and paying attention. Let me stop giving so much energy to these niggas that they listening with earplugs and wax in their ears. Like, god damn. Back to what I was saying. You right, Piper? Crazy women be having that fire. They do. But part of being a man is being able to control yourself. Don't fuck crazy women. Leave them alone. Because you end up having a baby by that crazy woman. Now you got a lifetime of crazy you're going to be dealing with. That's called being a leader. Niggas always run around talking about men lead, men lead, men lead. Well, goddamn it, leading is making hard fucking decisions sometimes. Get over it. You're right, Josh. You got niggas in here listening with their heart. Men don't listen with their hearts. Men listen with their ears and make solid decisions based off information. I didn't say it was anything wrong with Kevin Samuels pushing image either. I said if image is your thing, that's fine. Some people are into image. I get it. I said where I depart is when you equate the image to manhood. I was very clear when I said that. I don't have an issue with Kevin Samuels. I have an issue with you simps who listen with your heart. You niggas is the problem, not Kevin Samuels. I have an issue with you emotional dudes. Nobody cares about your emotions. Man the fuck up. Get counseling for what you're hurting for. Go visit Kendall Cobb. She's on my YouTube channel. I did a show with her. She's talking about hypnotherapy. She can do 2 or 3 years of talk therapy in one hypno session. You can get more done in one hypno session with her than you can 2 or 3 years of talk therapy. Matter of fact, try both. Do some talk therapy paid for by your insurance at work. If you got insurance at work, one thing that Obama did that was good was at least he put the mental health part in the insurance. If you have an insurance plan at work, you probably have mental health. Go get help. Then use your cash to go speak to a hypnotherapist. Get rid of your hang-ups. If they still too hard to get rid of, eat some fucking mushrooms and drink some orange juice and smoke some weed. I'm not a doctor. Have a good trip. See your experiences from the fourth dimension, from the fifth dimension, and be able to come back to this third dimension and solve these problems, and then get to the business of knowing nobody gives a fuck, nigga. And there were some dudes saying, when I was talking about the black manosphere, they were like, when it was on Twitter, when I put that post up, on Instagram, in one of the comments, one of the dudes said, basically, well, women do it. This is our way. Women have Oprah. We have Kevin Samuels. Look, to you niggas that think like that, do you want to be men or do you want to be women? People can tolerate women complaining for a little while. Okay, yeah, that's woman talk. Okay, well, whatever. You're men. Men are held to a different standard than women. Embrace it, nigga, because it ain't gonna change. That may be acceptable in your beta subculture, but in the real world, where people compete for resources, where people compete for land, wealth, they don't give a fuck. If you like to listen to Kevin Samuels and he says things that you agree with, take what's substantive that you can use and throw the West away. Now back to what I was talking about before I went on that tangent. Going back to image. That's an overall societal problem with America. This is an issue that America has, of all races. And I think the powers that be that do the social engineers that control our society, they make it that way. Because there's no way capitalism and racism can exist in an environment of self-assured, confident human beings. People who know who they are. That's why on all the temples in Africa, in the Nile Valley, they have "Man, know thyself" on those walls. Know yourself. Know yourself physically, spiritually, mentally, psychically. In an environment where people know themselves, how things look become irrelevant. Because when you know yourself, when you know you're a God, not when you think you're a God, not when you being a God is a conceptual thing, but when you know it, you then start to see it in other people. You start to see God in everything. So there's no shoe, there's no jacket that can compare. There's no job title that can compare. There's no car. Think about this for 1 second. If the value of your name as a man, as a woman, is associated with the labels you can afford to buy, how short have you sold yourself? Labels come and go. Trends come and go. What's on top of the fashion chain today, in 200 years, in 100 years, in 50 years, in 5 years, in 3 months, becomes irrelevant. But a man of substance is eternal. Do we know what clothes Buddha wore? Did the Bodhisattva have his own shoe line? Do we even know that? For those of you who believe in Jesus, did this nigga have a heel figure robe? What was he wearing? Does anyone know? Does anybody know the designer clothes George Washington Carver wore when he was saving us from World War II, inventing a new type of rubber so America didn't have to rely on the rubber supply that Germany had bombed? Do we know what kind of shoes Robert Smalls wore when he stole that Confederate ship during the Civil War as a black man and freed his family from slavery? Do we know what kind of shoes he wore when he recruited 5,000 people to the military? What suit was he wearing when he won his congressional seat and bought his slave master's house? Do we know the fashion designer that designed Marcus Garvey's hats, as he gave us the blueprint to what true Pan-Africanism is? What do you remember about a man? Do we even know the name of the shoes Michael Jackson did the moonwalk in? Do you know who designed the costumes for Marvin Gaye, the Temptations, and the Motown artists whose music is still alive today, 60 years after it was put together? Did Beethoven rock designer glasses and hearing aids when he wrote his Fifth Symphony? This should tell you what image means. Image don't mean shit further than the person who's putting that image on. The thoughts you have in your mind are your thoughts. Yes, there are some people impressed by your clothes, but there are way more who ain't even look. First of all, who ain't even gonna look your direction. And for those who do, there are people out there who, no matter what you have on, is not going to make a difference. They looking at your character. Now, if you want to fool people and deceive people who are surface level thinkers, then rock whatever image you want. That it'll work. Image only alters the perception of other people on the surface level. And if that's where you want to stay, that's fine too. I don't have any judgment. But for people that got a little more substance behind them, you got to come with a little bit more than image, homie. We are looking at the content of your character. And it don't mean that you perfect. some of the dopest people I know are felons. One of the realest people I know murdered somebody. And he went through the whole legal process with it. But that was a situation. And the courts handled it how they handled it. The man is free. I don't judge you on your criminal record. No different than I judge you by the job you keep. I'm not going to look at you and be like, oh, he's an investor at a Wall Street firm. He must be a better guy than that 2-time felon over there who owns a barbershop. No. 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 What you do in life don't mean shit to me. Who are you? That's right, Queen Mary. Like I said earlier, racism and capitalism would not exist if everyone knew themselves. So we live in a society that does everything it can to not help you know yourself. They start training you as a child. If you want to be the cool kid, buy this water gun. It's the summertime. The cool kids have this water gun. You want to be the dopest girl, buy this Barbie set. Buy the Barbie with her own goddamn convertible and house, and you'll be the dopest girl. They don't tell you as a child, you were born dope. You were born inside of you with everything that you need inside of you. They don't tell you that. They tell you from the moment you're born, you have to buy something to be acceptable in the eyes of other people. That's how we're trained in the United States of America. That's how we're trained. So since that nonsense is instilled in us at a very young age, we grow to adulthood finding reasons to validate the lies told to us as children. Nobody remembers the designer of Akhenaten's headdress and skirts. Nobody remembers the clothes Akhenaten had on. But all of us are practicing monotheism today. Not all of us, but the world. Monotheism is the dominant religion. Judaism, Islam, Christianity. That's all from Akhenaten. Akhenaten changing the way. Most people don't even remember the history books done but damn written Akhenaten out of the history books. They'll tell you about his son, King Tut, but they won't tell you about Akhenaten. But you still feel the effects of Akhenaten's decisions today. The Christian church, the Muslim church, the 3 Abrahamic religions, people would not have the consciousness to accept one God if not for the decision Akhenaten made. People remember your substance, folks, not your Jesus sandals. Remember that. Be a man of substance. I never met my grandfather. He died when my mom was 10. Never met him. But before he died, he bought a little plot of land that at the time was in the middle of nowhere. that now, because of gentrification and expansion here in Southern California, that land is now prime real estate. Land that he passed down. I don't know how my grandfather dressed. There aren't many pictures of him. But I can walk to that land that he bought right now and stand on it and brainstorm with my mom on what we're going to do with it, how we're going to develop it. My other grandfather, the one that I do know, he's 97 years old. My 97-year-old grandfather, he comes from the era where he wore slacks and, hard shoes, but he wore jeans. My grandfather would have on jeans. He worked in a freezer his late in life. When he worked cutting up meat in a freezer. I never saw my grandfather in a 3-piece suit. I never saw him in any. He didn't have a name brand. He didn't have name brand watches. Now, Granddaddy definitely had Cadillacs. Old black men love them goddamn Cadillacs. My grandfather did not dress any particular way. But he's leaving land to his children. Substance. If you want to stop being a baby boy, focus on the substance of life, not the look. Not the look. Yeah, thank you, Mickey. And thank you, Deep Impressions. Leave a comment after the broadcast. I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you, Bug, Sheldon, Quan S, Sylvester. Y'all always leave dope ass comments. Fife Life, Knockout Noda, Queen Mary. Y'all, yeah. I fucks with y'all heavy. Star, I fucks with y'all. What's up, Barry Smith? And Aruba Clark said, your grandfather was a doctor. You'd have thought he was a farmer by the way he dressed. Yeah. I remember when I used to work at the bank, that was another thing. I got one of the best jobs I could have had was when I was in college. I worked at the bank. Washington Mutual Bank. Those on the West Coast know what I'm talking about. They're not around anymore. They're now Chase. But I got to see the difference on how people dressed, the image that they kept up, and what was in that bank account. I saw a whole lot of people rolling up in something nice with the right glasses on, the right shoes, the right cologne, and funny balances. I got to see people dressed like straight up hobos. But they would come into the bank every few months because this is back when CD accounts were popular. A bank, the FDIC only insures up to $100,000. So every time the interest got over $100,000, they'd have to come in and open up a new account for their 20 accounts that got over $100,000 in it. With the interest, okay, let me open up a new account, put all the money on over there. And then they had to walk upstairs to speak to the financial, looking like straight up hobos. But they about to leave their family generational wealth. You got a decision to make. Do you want to be about the look or do you want to be it? Do you want to look like it or do you want to be it? I had this one former friend, had everything image-wise. Dude was a millionaire. Played pro ball, beautiful family in the pictures. Everything looked good, but when you went over that house, it was empty. A big, beautiful, empty shell of nothing. No real love, but they look good. Kids starving for attention because they too busy, caught up in they bullshit, they drama. Kids not getting no attention. But that IG is popping. Which one would you rather be? You got the look. Everybody who don't matter to you online is telling you how great you are and how great you look. Then you come home to people who know the real deal looking at you sideways because they know you faking. Which one would you rather have? And let me tell you one more thing before I get out of here, fellas. Let me tell you one more thing. When you get a woman, again, a good woman, if you choose to settle down with somebody who showed you signs of crazy because her pussy's good, I ain't got nothing to say to you. You made that decision. Make better decisions on who you settle down with. But if you settle down with a woman of substance, I'm going to tell you something, fellas. She going to look at how you moving. You could only talk so long before a real woman has to see it. You can't fake it with a woman. You got to show her. Women are receivers. Men are givers. Holes and poles. The hole doesn't stick itself in the pole. The pole has to do the sticking. Men, you're the pole. That doesn't just mean sex. You give it, a woman of substance will receive it. If you're with one of those women who can't appreciate it, and that's a major problem, I'm not saying women are perfect, because there's a lot of women out there, a lot of y'all women, you had a man trying to give it to you, trying to show it to you, but you expecting it to come in a different looking package. You expecting it to look a certain way. You're expecting it. Women, you have dudes throwing themselves at you, dudes that want to commit to you. But you picking a nigga that make you feel good, not the one that give you substance. The minute a man want to give you substance, you want to put him in the friend zone. That's where y'all fuck up, ladies. Y'all friend zone the substance nigga. Oh, I can't lose him because he's such a good friend. Well, he's basically only around you because he do want to fuck. You'll friend zone him, and he, and if he's about it, if he knows his worth, he gonna pick up and bounce out, and he gonna settle down with the one who appreciates him. And now you here talking about it ain't no good men, and because you's a woman, you want to settle down with the nigga that's fucking everybody. Women, you'll get a good man, but he's too nice. He's just, he doesn't excite me. Shit, if you want excitement, go rob a bank. Does he hold you down? And for the fellas, that don't mean just be content with being boring. Shit, me and my wife, man, we have fun. We was at the Gardena Jazz Festival yesterday. After that last night, because I got my new car. We just went on a drive down the coast last night at midnight. Me and the wife, just why not? It's fun. It don't cost a lot of money to have fun. We drive down the coast, down ain't shit. Yeah, me and my wife get box seats close to the stage now when we go to the Hollywood Bowl. When we were in our 20s and I had less money, we was sitting way back at the top. Shit, whatever your budget can afford, just make sure you get out and have a little bit of fun with it. Have fun with whoever you're going to settle down with. Don't settle down with somebody who's boring. Shit. Don't be boring. Like, a lot of times you'll have two fun people, but the dude, the only time you can have fun is when you out with your boys. And the only time she can have fun is when she out with her girls. And you niggas can't have fun together. That's a problem. Have fun. And on top of that, once you get in a relationship, understand this. You create the rules. The rules ain't what Kevin Samuel say the rules is. The rules ain't what your mama said the rules are. The rules ain't what that dickhead at church said the rules are. The rules are what you two decide together based on your consciousness. That's the rules. So before you get into a relationship, get to know yourself. Again, goes right back to knowing yourself. You know what you can and can't tolerate. Look, fellas, there are dudes out there you can't just be settling in one pussy. I know. I know. Look, fellas, look, I know. But if you are truly honest about that with yourself, go out there and be honest about it with the women. You will find women who don't care. There's some women who just want to be taken care of or be a part of something. They got their own thing going on. They may not necessarily want a man under them all day, every day. There's somebody for everybody. You just have to be clear on yourself. Again, it goes back to knowing yourself. It ain't about your fucking suit. It ain't about your shoes. It ain't about your haircut. Hell, it ain't even about your weight. I challenge you to find, when I was in my early 20s, I was 330 goddamn pounds, getting way more corroboration from women than 90% of you niggas with six-pack abs. It ain't even about how you look. It ain't about the money you bring in. My boy Reggie, y'all may see him if y'all Facebook friends with me. He's one of my lifelong best friends. Been knowing him since I was 9 years old. We met in church in 1989. Been friends ever since. I remember when we was in college, this nigga Reggie could not keep a job. This nigga didn't have a car until he got into his mid-20s. The nigga would dress in whatever. I remember one time we went out to a day party at the W. This nigga had on Nike sandals and church socks. Still pulling the baddest women here in LA. My boy Reggie, I'm not even gonna name names, but some of the dopest actresses. This nigga was black, Amistad looking. This nigga looked like he put his face in a bus exhaust pipe. That's how black this nigga was. Stayed at home with his mama. But this nigga Reggie pulled the baddest women here in LA. He pulled the baddest black women. He pulled the baddest Armenian women. He pulled the baddest Persian women, whatever. Didn't have no fucking money. This nigga would get women to pick him up. And the way you got in contact with Reggie, since he didn't have a job and couldn't afford his own cell phone, I had the number to like 8 of his women. And I would have to call them to get in contact with him. Now, since then, my boy Reggie's gotten his life in order, and this nigga he make bread now. Like he got all this shit in check now. That nigga Reggie's that nigga now. But before Reggie became that nigga the way he is now, physically, materially, he was that dude when he was broke, when we were at Santa Monica College together, when we used to party at UCLA together. That's what we used to do when we were in college. We used to party at UCLA together. It ain't about none of that shit, niggas. It's about who you are. It's about you. It's about you. You need to know that you're a god, my niggas, and act like it. Yeah, your upbringing was fucked up. Get over it. We are all born with the perfect challenge. And one person's challenge is no greater than the next person's. You can sit around holding your dick all you want, talking about, well, my problems are harder than your problems. That ain't gonna get you anywhere. If they're your problems, that means you have the power within to solve those problems. Okay? Whatever your deal, you have the resolve and the power within to overcome whatever challenges you've been faced with in this life. Masoff, no, I'm not lying. You can go to my Facebook page, because we used to crack jokes. Well, my main Facebook page is in jail. But let me see if I can prove this to you guys. Let me see if I can, because I took this picture. I couldn't believe my boy Reggie had just gotten with this chick, with her boyfriend at that same party at the W. I took a picture of what this nigga was wearing at that party and posted it on Facebook. This is back in the old days of Facebook, back when Facebook was like new Facebook. Like, put it like this. I took this picture and I had to post it when I got home to my computer. That's how far back on Facebook. You got to go to find this picture I took of my boy Reggie getting at a chick in sandals and church socks. Let me see if I can find this picture. Go way back into the early days of Facebook. See if I can find it. I know I posted it. Nope, that's not far back. 2010? Nope, back further than that. It's before 2010. Shit, I think I took this picture before I even became a comedian. That's how long ago I took this picture. It's all, let me see. I'm going back to some old pictures. God damn. I've taken a lot of dope pictures with a lot of dope people. I forgot about these pictures. Shit. I forgot about some of these pictures. Let me see if I can find this picture. In the meantime, look at some of that picture. These are some old pictures. Look at this picture right here. It's an old picture of me and Tony Baker. Tony Baker used to come do my show when I was at the Comedy Union a lot. I used to host at the Comedy Union. There's another picture I took. Bill Burr. You know that white boy Bill Burr? One of the funniest white boys. To me, he's my favorite white comic on earth. Bill Burr is my favorite white comic. These some old ass pictures. God damn. This picture, y'all know this KD in the middle. Y'all know Big Ja. We all started at the Comedy Union together. These is my friends. Hey, look at it. Hey, this is a picture of Larry before he grew that punk ass beard. I was high as hell in this picture with Big Ja. Hey, this is a picture of Larry before he grew that punk ass beard. I done got sidetracked. I'm trying to show you this picture. When I'm going through old Facebook posts, nah, I can't find it. Hey, this is me in the 9th grade at Westchester on the drums. Trying to duck from being on the camera. 9th grade me. I can't find it. Damn it! I was gonna look for that picture. I was gonna look for that picture. I can't find it on Facebook. It's so goddamn long ago. It ain't let me go back that far. Cause this is like 2006 Facebook when I took this picture. Let me try this one other photo album. Let me try this one. Let me try this one other. Come on, Facebook. Nah, it ain't on here. It ain't on here. Whatever. Nigga said Larry out the beard like a nigga named Terry. Y'all niggas in the chat room are funny as hell. So what y'all talking about? What you niggas talking about? What y'all talking about in the chat room? I appreciate it. Yeah, what y'all talking about in the chat room? I'm about to get up out of here. Yeah, comment after the broadcast. Comment after the broadcast. Let me know how much you liked it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hey, y'all want to know my favorite person on earth? Nah, I ain't gonna put that up there. I ain't gonna put that up there. I was gonna put another picture up. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. But yeah. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for listening. Remember this. Get my book, No Time to Waste, my self-motivation guidebook. I wrote a whole goddamn book and be forgetting to promote this shit. Do I consult on how to use equity to buy rental property? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. My consulting fees are flat $175 an hour. Oh yeah, my company, Breakthrough Advocacy Services. Shit, I don't even promote that. BreakthroughAS.org. Y'all know I'm a professional at this shit, right? One thing I didn't mention on the broadcast with Tariq, I got my own goddamn company. This is the company that was born out of watching Hidden Colors and seeing the problem that black people were having and using the skill set that I had on the job that I had at the time and creating a solution-based company. Individual, family, I focus on communication consulting, but yeah, I can consult on rental properties. I've had my fair share of them. I can give you some tips and pointers and shit. info@breakthroughas.org is the email address. Or hotepish@gmail.com. I appreciate the old head dude shirt is great. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here because I've been talking too goddamn much. I gotta go visit my chiropractor in a little bit. Get this got out of the line hip straight. Thank y'all for joining the chat room. I'll be back at y'all pretty soon with some stuff. Oh, what's up, D Tubman in the chat room? D Tubman, yeah. Shout out to Tariq Radio. I said one time, if I ever get a chance to talk to Tariq again, which I will. I didn't say it on the live when I was on the live with him, But I will always, always, always thank Tariq for his marching orders. What are marching orders, people? This is my last lesson I'm going to give y'all before I sign out. When someone gives you game, when someone gives you information, and that information vibrates with you, like some information you're going to get and it's just kind of going to be he, him, whatever, and it'll go over your head and you may not think about it again. But some other information you get, sticks with you. And I mean sticks with you to the point to where you go to sleep thinking about it. You wake up thinking about it. If a bit of information is holding on to you and not letting go, that means there is something in that frequency that you can address. So when I saw Hidden Colors and I saw them talking about special education, I happened to be at a job that worked with special ed students. So when Tariq pointed out the problem in special education, me being a man who already worked in special education, I immediately went to the solution. What can I do to solve this? People like Tariq, people like Jason Black, people like Professor Black Truth, and this nigga Professor Black Truth, this nigga must be on vacation because I ain't seen him upload no videos lately. Where you at, Professor Black Truth? Well, wherever you are, Brother Truth, make sure that you take care of yourself and you stay healthy. We love you. We not out here. I don't care how you look. I don't care how don't ever come in my fucking comments. For anybody, I know somebody gonna say this in the comment section who hears this part. They're gonna come with, we don't know how Jason Black looks. Well, your daddy didn't necessarily know how your mama looked. He fucked her while she was drunk and shitted you out, okay? So if that's how you think, I grew up in a world where we had radio before the internet. And there's tons of people on the radio. We didn't know who they were. Nigga, we had Theo on the 92.3 The Beat in LA. That nigga was Asian. We didn't know it. But the music was good. So what? When people like these brothers give information, it's not their job to give information and pick your lazy ass up and do it for you. It's their job to give the information. Yeah, Umar too. If I ever met Umar, I'd tell him that too. Regardless of some of the other things you may think about Umar. When Umar talked about special education, that's the environment I was in. So I took their words of caution as marching orders to fix the problem, help do my part, fixing the problems that they presented. I'm so glad I got to tell Brother Kabakamane that, how much he meant to me and how much he means to me. Because y'all see, I've been around every NBA player. I'll be talking shit about these players, but you niggas don't be knowing I know half these niggas, all right? I just don't go around bragging about this shit. For you bronzesexuals that get mad when I be saying shit, some shit that I say people about, I actually know them. And if we were walking through a hallway and they saw me, they'd call me by name probably before I'd call them by name. But that's another story. I look at brothers like Brother Kabakamane, John Henry Clark. The people who teach, those are my heroes. Today's Kobe Bryant's birthday, my favorite basketball player of all time. He's a basketball player. It's those who gave me information in life game that I hold to the esteem that most of these baby boy ass niggas hold Jay-Z and LeBron to. These brothers give information that if it vibrates with you, it's your job to continue on and grow. That's it. If I never saw Professor Black Truth or Jason Black's face, that would be totally fine with me. You know why? Because I'm a grown-ass man. I don't give a fuck how them niggas look. The substance that they give speaks for itself. When Brother Jason Black tells people about trucking, and I hear people calling in every week that took his advice and got their ass in the truck, that's substance. We don't know if Jason Black wears Armani suits and or if he has a Breitling watch, or if he drives a goddamn Bentley. We know him by the people who heeded his advice and did something with it. Now they're in better positions as a man, as a woman, to provide for themselves and their family. That's Brother Jason Black's effect. Do I agree to everything he says? No. You don't have to agree to everything he says. We're never going to agree with everything anyone says. Hell, I definitely don't agree with Jason and Professor Black when they talk about weed smokers. Shit. All the weed that I smoke? But check my productivity. I've gotten some of my greatest ideas from being high. High as hell on my third blunt in a row. I get a thought, but I'm the kind of person when I get a thought, shit, I'm gonna write that motherfucking thought down and do something with it. I got the idea to do my live drum sample packs from being high. High as hell. Hey, but I'm making money at that shit though. So I don't have to agree with those brothers. They can say things that are staunchly against my belief system, and I still tune in. Because when they say those things, there are people who can't walk and chew gum. There are plenty of people who cannot get high and be productive. If you're the kind of person that cannot be high and be productive, then by all means, sit the weed down. If you can't smoke and produce, don't fucking smoke. It's about producing. If smoking ever got in my way of producing, I would stop smoking in 6 seconds. But that's all I had to say. Salute to those brothers. And for people listening, you are the substance. You are the force multiplier, like Professor Black Truth says. And the message is carried out through your actions. Brother Tariq's message has been carried out through my actions. Claude Anderson's message has been carried out through my actions. Marcus Garvey's message, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Dick Gregory. And yes, I put Dick Gregory on that Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey level, Martin Luther King out level. Yes, I put Dick Gregory up there with all of them. Their message, I am the living embodiment of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's message, of Brother Kaba Kamene's message. And all of us need to be the living embodiment of these messages. But remember this, I'm about to get up out of here. There are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those who are willing to pick up the game. My name is Dwann B. I'm out.